Newport News in Review starts right now.
Hello, I'm Aaron Pritchett, and welcome to this edition of Newport News in Review for the month of September 2011. A time to witness change. A change in color, a change in temperature, and a change that only a brand new season can provide. As fall begins to make its presence known here in the city of Newport News and throughout Hampton Roads. But of course, with all this change comes a time for students to head back to school. And no matter where you may be on the pathway of higher learning, this month we're taking you back to campus, to a place that has gone through some significant change over the years, as it continues to pride itself in preparing the future leaders of tomorrow, as we help to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Christopher Newport University, located along Warwick Boulevard and the Avenue of the Arts in the heart of Newport News. It's a place that you may pass by each and every day, not realizing what takes place there on a daily basis, but knowing that it is quite a sight to see. Stunning buildings, detailed architecture, and incredible beauty all around. Yet sometimes, by just looking from afar, it can be a place that we sometimes take for granted. But to the students that call Christopher Newport University their home away from home year after year, it's a special place that provides an awe-inspiring academic training ground in a state-of-the-art atmosphere, enabling these future leaders of tomorrow a chance to enrich themselves intellectually, achieve their dreams, and make a difference in the world around them. And although CNU is the youngest comprehensive university in the Commonwealth of Virginia, its youthfulness, along with its historical past here in the city of Newport News, have provided a solid foundation on which to build. And a foundation that all began in 1960, when the Virginia General Assembly authorized the establishment of Christopher Newport College as an extension of the College of William and Mary. But of course, this brand new college needed some place to call home, but didn't have to look too far, as they proudly opened their doors in the Southeast community, in the former Newport News Public School known as the John W. Daniels School Building on September 18, 1961, with a few classrooms and a small two-room library located in the basement. And although a start, their time there was short-lived, as the city of Newport News had much bigger plans, as they purchased and donated a 75-acre site along Warwick Boulevard in 1963, where Christopher Newport College would eventually relocate in 1964 and build its campus around its first permanent building known as Christopher Newport Hall. And although a slow process, the college began to build, creating quite a quaint little campus, offering a 2-year co-educational, non-residential, undergraduate urban college experience in a variety of fields. But this campus and its willingness to grow was far from over, as it eventually moved from a 2-year to a 4-year institution, added more faculty and staff, expanded the curriculum, and eventually transitioned itself from a well-known commuter school to a very popular full-time residential university, bringing with it a transformation like no other. And today, with more than $500 million in new construction completed and more on the way, CNU boasts impressive modernized buildings, including luxury residence halls, state-of-the-art academic buildings, the 21st century Paul and Rosemary Tribble Library, and the world-class Ferguson Center for the Arts. But as much as the state-of-the-art teaching and learning facilities have contributed to its incredible transformation over the years, it's CNU's students, along with the faculty and staff, that come together each and every year to create a one-of-a-kind college experience that not only provides its students with lasting memories, but a stellar education that enables them to truly make a difference in the community and the world around us, today, tomorrow, and well off into the future. We are proud to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Christopher Newport University and encourage you to not only appreciate the physical beauty that this campus brings to our community, but the incredible opportunities that it offers students from near and far to further their education and, greater yet, make a difference in the community and throughout the world. Well, September has been another busy month, so let's take a look at what's been going on right here in the city of Newport News. Still standing for more than 100 years, and surprisingly enough, on the move, as this historic structure takes a few steps back to help preserve it for the future. It's the environmentally friendly thing to do, as a very popular event returns bigger and better than ever to encourage us all to discover the endless possibilities to go green. And if this doesn't get your attention, nothing will, as a unique demonstration rolls into town to give firefighters and other city employees an up-close and eye-opening look at the potential life-threatening dangers of electricity. You don't know what you got until it's gone, a phrase that practically had all of southeastern Virginia saying after Hurricane Irene made her way up the coast, leaving millions of customers in the dark for days. But thanks to power crews from near and far, the lights are thankfully back on. And through it all, it just goes to show you, electricity has become one of those things that we can't live without. But even on a good day, electricity can be right down deadly. So that is why Dominion Virginia Power does all it can to stress safety and education year-round. And they recently made a stop at the Newport News Operations Center to give the Newport News Fire Department and Newport News Public Works employees an eye-opening look at the dangers of electricity with their very impressive arc wire demo trailer.
Hey, I want to thank y'all for coming out for this program today. What Dominion wants to do, they want people to be safe around power lines. A lot of times when we have a major storm or something, we're not going to be the first ones to get there. Y'all may get there before us. So we want y'all to be safe around power lines, get a feel for what's going on with them, and some of the parameters you should stay away from them. What we have here, it's an arc demo trailer, and what this does, it takes low voltage, feeds it through the transformer and creates high voltage. This morning we were having about 7,000 volts. And what we're going to do, we're going to show you some arcs, we're going to blow some fuses, and just show you what type of energy is in that power line and how dangerous it could be.
Well, the fire department initially set up the training, and then they contacted our training specialists who coordinated to have the training here on site with us. And it was really important for our operators because we do have the equipment that can come into contact with power lines on a daily basis.
Like I told you, this arc is around 11,000 degrees. If you melt steel at about 3,500 degrees.
So it was really important for our drivers and our operators to see the importance of power lines, what they can do, and then if you do come into contact with it, what to do and what not to do to stay safe.
The next thing we're going to do, we're going to cook a hot dog real quick. We use a hot dog because it's the closest thing we can get to like the human body. It's got meat, it's got fat, and it's got moisture in it. And this thing's going to cook very quickly. So we're going to go ahead and show you what would happen if you contacted a power line. If we have one hole in our glove, it's probably going to equal a fatality.
Well, we have found, just like any type of training, that when people can actually see, when you can hear, even sometimes with the demonstrations, even smell the effects of what the electricity has on different props, then they're much more likely to remember that.
We're trying to get first responders to be educated about the hazards of down power lines. Usually they're going to get out on the site before we will. They can run red lights, we can't. We want them to be safe around our power lines, and we want them to know the potential in our power lines and what could happen to them. To y'all, the power lines are in the background. Y'all don't pay attention to them. Every year on our system, we have an average of 5 third-party contacts. Most of them deal with ladders, and most of them are fatalities. So if you ever carry a ladder upright, please look at the big picture. If there's any power lines involved, please carry it down low. Never set it up near power lines. And we'll just show you how good of a conductor an aluminum ladder can be.
Oh, it definitely teaches us that there's a lot of power there that we can't see. Well, the power safety guy said it best. He said you got to look at the big picture. You know, there are a lot of factors out there, a lot of things that could hurt you that if you're not paying attention to can really end your day badly.
It's really interesting to see exactly what happens. I appreciate it tremendously. I mean, I think this should go everywhere and train all first responders.
If you walked up beside this cart, would you know it's energized? All right, we're going to show you, and if you see the little hippie man here, and he's going to go up and try and help somebody that is in a car that has hit a pole and a wire's on it, and you'll see what happens. So Before you rush into a situation, look it over real good. I'm gonna tell you the harsh realities of what, I'm a trainer at Dominion, and I teach young linemen how to do their job. And one of the things I teach them is if you see somebody getting electrocuted and you don't have a stick that's tested or your rubber gloves on, you gotta let them go. Because if you rush up there to try and help them, instead of losing one person, you're gonna lose two people.
Well, it's invaluable training. There's nothing better than hands-on training. There's nothing better than being able to see it firsthand. You can read a lot of books, but nothing shows you the power of electricity like seeing something like this.
It's been a part of the landscape for more than 100 years, and indeed has an important link to the past, not to mention being one of only two left on the Virginia Peninsula. And after all of these years of standing so tall and so silent, being passed by day after day and night after night, most of the time going unnoticed, historic Causey's Mill, located on the shores of Lake Maury and beside Warwick Boulevard on Route 60, went through quite a move. And although a short one, it will help preserve it for future generations to come.
Since the 17th century, the peninsula's waterways were dotted with grist mills, tidal mills that, through the ebb and flow of the tide, would grind grain and produce flour and cornmeal for the settlers. That was your basic agrarian grocery store or agrarian factory, was your grist mills. And Causey's Mill is the only one that remains on the peninsula in working order. From 1866 to about 1890, Causey's Mill was in operation. By 1881, with the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad coming through the upper reaches of what is now Lake Maury, this mill ceased to operate, and it was later purchased by Collis P. Huntington's Old Dominion Land Company. Throughout the rest of the 20th century, it would remain as a reminder to Newport News and Old Warwick County's agrarian past.
It has definitely become a fixture, and at times it has become an eyesore as well. So in our division, we have been basically given the instructions to do something about it. We came around a year or so ago, slapped some paint on it for the areas that we could reach. Sorry to say, the backside of it didn't receive paint because we couldn't get to it. But this did not stop the destruction of the mill itself from being over the water. And this is the reason that we're out here now. We're moving the mill away from the water's edge, about 75 feet or so. Putting it on a new foundation and eventually going to be restoring it. Bids did go out opened it up to a number of companies. The lowest bidder was Ace Moving, who also moved the Norge train depot.
This one's a little bit different because, you know, the building was already leaning like 3-4 inches to one side, so we had to go in there and brace the whole building out, set beams underneath it, and then level the building up and shore it as we go, just to stabilize this thing so we didn't lose it. It's just a normal job, really. This is so skinny, we ended up loading it on from the outside, just keep a wide base for it. We just load it the same way we carry everything else. We probably put a little bit heavier beams underneath it, but by loading it 24 foot wide like we did, it really keeps it nice and stiff and you have no worries. We got 4 hydraulic wheels. One of them is a power dolly, it's called. It runs right off of a power unit, off of hydraulics. And that pulls the whole building all at one time. The other wheels are similar, but they don't have drives in them. They have hydraulic jacks. Front 2 jacks are tied together so the oil will float like you're on a trailer. So you don't tear the building up, wreck the building. And then everything really just follows the one power dolly. Runs off a little small unit and just goes nice and slow.
Well, I'm a history buff and have been for many years now, and I just feel great about being a part of it. And actually my part has not really started yet. I'm here watching this process, but my supervisor and I will be in here sometime in the near future, we hope, to start some restoration on the building.
Causey's Mill is just another project that Newport News has undertaken to preserve its past. The city takes its historic structures and sites very seriously. Causey's Mill will be an integral part of the Abernathy Gardens, and the folks that come to visit can learn about the agrarian past of Old Warwick County and preserve it for the future generations.
No pressure, Joe. No pressure.
It's something special, something that most cities simply dream of having within their boundaries. And although young compared to others, it has matured beyond what we could have ever imagined. Not to mention, build a reputation for itself to help promote its worldwide popularity. And lucky for us, that something special is right here in the city of Newport News. As Christopher Newport University proudly celebrates 50 years of contributing to the richness of our community and offering up a 21st century learning environment for the future leaders of tomorrow.
Well, you know, Virginia's youngest public university is growing up. For 50 years, CNU has played an important role in the life of the Peninsula of Virginia. And I think what's exciting now is that Christopher Newport is playing an important role in the life of Virginia, every community in this Commonwealth. And increasingly, our reach and reputation is spreading across the country. That's the result of the dreams and hard work of wonderful faculty and staff and alumni and friends for 50 years. When I came to CNU 16 years ago, it was clear that we needed to strike out in a new direction. Our non-traditional students that had been coming to this campus for years were pursuing other opportunities. And so we said, look, let's return to our roots. Born of the College of William and Mary, let's embrace once again the liberal arts and sciences, and let's reach out to a traditional student population. And that's what we've done, and they have come by the thousands. But we had to build a campus to support a full-time residential population. So over the last 16 years, we've now started and completed over $700 million of capital construction. It is beautiful. It offers the highest technology and learning opportunities for our students. And it's important. A beautiful campus, buildings of civic proportions are important because our job is to instruct and inspire. And there's nothing that inspires more powerfully than great art and great architecture. We want our students to have great dreams for their lives and for the life of this country. And great architecture, a beautiful campus, wonderful teaching in the classrooms, all creates those kinds of possibilities.
It's incredible. You know, I really like to tell people that it seems like every day I wake up there's a new building being built. And so it really is a great time to be on campus. Just in the last couple of years, the buildings that have been constructed have really helped to bring this campus together. But I always like to tell people it's more than the buildings themselves, it's what's in the buildings that's the most important part. And so as we're growing the campus in terms of what the infrastructure is that we have on campus, we're also building our faculty on campus, and everybody's contributing to that next 50 years, I guess you could say. And that's very, very apparent. So it's really exciting to be a part of the transformation. CNU is truly an asset to this community. And I think a lot of people, they look at it as, oh, there's more college students that are moving into the area, and it's, you know, that's not necessarily a good thing. It is a good thing. You know, the students that are on campus here at CNU really have a message that is given to them that we need to be more servant leaders in the community on campus, and they really want us to reach out and try to make a difference in the world. That's the message that is really sent from day one from President Tribble and the other administration, is that we really want to reach out upon graduation here and make a difference in the world of some kind. That's why CNU is an asset.
This year we've started a number of important projects. We've just completed the new Forbes Center, which is an integrated science center that serves our wet sciences, biology, chemistry, environmental science, and psychology. We've started the construction of another academic building, the Luter Building, which will house our Luter School of Business. We're building a new residential complex because we're moving from 3,000 residential students to 4,000, as we require 3 years of our students to live on campus. We're also breaking ground just this week on a new chapel to stand at the gate of our campus. So our intention is not to get bigger. We're certainly improving our facilities, but we'll remain at 5,000 students. We don't want to get bigger. We just want to get better and better and better.
We've come a very long way from the high school down the street. We've really made a name for ourselves, and President Tribble has transformed this college into something much more than it originally was. It's just amazing to be a part of it and to know that this will continue 50 years from now. And I'm very excited not only to see how far we've come, but to see how far we'll go in the future.
It's impossible, of course, to look 50 years out and say with any real precision what CNU will look like. But 16 years ago, when we began this period of dramatic transformation, we said we reject the notion of incremental progress. We are in the business of dramatic transformation. And everything we do, we're going to do at the highest levels of excellence. We're going to reach out to this community and to Virginia, and together we're going to build a great university for America. And that's where we are. That's what we become.
It all comes down to what you like. Maybe it's apple, chartreuse, forest, mint, olive, sea, and even spring. So the question still remains, where do you fall when it comes to being green? No, not the color green, but more along the lines of being environmentally green. And if you're still not sure, the Newport News Master Gardeners and the Virginia Cooperative Extension recently held a very popular event at the Brittingham Midtown Community Center to help in the decision process to encourage us all to go green.
Good morning. Welcome to Go Green. Fine, and you?
Good.
We've got exhibits all around here. There's a live demonstration going on right there. All right, nice to have you.
This is a Go Green Expo 2011. It's the Peninsula's premier sustainability event. Our mission is to educate the public, homeowners, business owners on environmental good practices, being good stewards of the earth that we have.
We're adding the leaves and the green material to the worm bins, okay? They make the compost.
Well, we have a great kids zone. We want to do something to attract the children. They're making worm bins today. We have a great bug booth, and 4-H is here doing a science project.
So what happens to those who had the baking soda and vinegar? Blew up real quick, right?
And we have everything for the adults. We have education stations for the adults, so something for everyone.
You apply 2/3 of the fertilizer before you till.
We started out kind of as an event, a symposium more to attract gardeners in the area. We wanted to expand our audience to attract and give interest to everyone in our city, from young to old. So we turned it into more of a festival event that's free and open to the public. I mean, there's so much information online, but it's good to come to an event like this where you can talk to people one-on-one that can answer the questions that you have.
They come in perennials, trees, shrubs, vines, ground cover, all that.
I think it's exciting because I didn't realize that they even did it. This is the first year I came, and so I thought it was really a lot of different information, a lot of people participating in a variety of ways, showing how you to reuse things, how to recycle, as well as to do the gardening.
We have mostly all daylilies, unlike most backyard gardens.
It takes a good 9 months to a year to get our vendors together and get all the volunteers together and talk to the public and do all of our publicity. So it's a real work between a lot of people to make this happen.
What we do is we put some sealer on it. It's a Loctite product. It's flexible, and it sets up in about an hour to 24 hours. Well, the Rain Barrel Workshop is an opportunity for our residents to get engaged in building something, a rain barrel, into a device that will capture water from their roof that normally would run off into the storm drain and into the Chesapeake Bay through the James River. We'd really like to give the Master Gardeners and the Cooperative Extension Service kudos for doing the right thing. They have developed this over the past 4 years into a really ultra successful event. They're looking for non-traditional audience. A lot of the people that came to the rec center today just to visit or to go for swimming lessons are here right now learning about the environment and how they can affect things and how they can make their community a cleaner, greener place to live, and how they can save money.
I'm extremely proud. I'm so pleased at it, and we only hope to become bigger and better every year.
The heat and humidity have subsided. The colorful changes are about to set in. And as the cool autumn winds begin to stir, so too does the need to stir that creative side which lies within each and every one of us. But if you're not sure where that might be and need a little inspiration, thankfully you don't have to look too far, because the Peninsula Fine Arts Center offers a wide array of classes for you to enjoy throughout the year.
Well, Peninsula Fine Arts Center isn't just a gallery where we display art, but it's also a place where people can make art. We have classes throughout the year in painting, clay, you name it. I mean, this is for all different ages and skill levels. And actually, Jan's class is a great example of the type of classes we have, because not only is hers an introduction to watercolor, which is one of our more popular art forms along with clay, but we also like to have classes where there's people of different skill levels working together. And when you've got somebody like Jan, who's not just a practicing artist, but award-winning, very well known and respected, she can gear her teaching style to students that are just starting out, as well as those who've been practicing watercolor for a chance to really hone their skills with a master watercolorist.
Watercolor is obviously a water-based media. It is letting the paint, putting the bright colors on in my case with my classes, gessoed paper, and letting the colors combine and flow and spraying with water. So it allows an expansion of the watercolor media. I think personal expression and creativity is so satisfying, and with studies that I've seen done in the past, a high percentage of people have always wanted to be artists, but maybe have never either taken the opportunity to do that, or if they've had a career and been busy working, not had the time to do it. So I think probably in the back of a lot of people's minds, this is something that they wish they could do, and now they have the opportunity here.
I'm from Portsmouth. I drive a long ways to get here every day. I mean, every Tuesday. Well, I've been coming for 6 years, and I come this far because of how much I learned from this class and from our teacher. It flows in its own directions. It has a mind of its own. It can lead me into visions that I didn't expect to do even in the beginning. It's very challenging. I work hard when I'm in this class. Our teacher, Jan, is very good at stretching me beyond my normal limits. I do things here. I'm pushed and stretched to do things that I would never do at home or in another class.
Oh, it's so very important, because now particularly they're taking so much art out of the schools and things like that. I think it's more important to be able to express yourself and be able to do the things that you love to do and put that out there for people to see, and I think it makes me a better mother and a wife, honestly.
I think it's a learning opportunity for everyone, so that though I've had a lot more painting experience, students come in and they will find unique discoveries in their own work, and then this is shared with everybody else, and so that this sort of builds around the classroom, and we all learn from each other.
Yeah, with fall coming on and winter going to be here soon, not only are these classes a great thing to do for you, but they make a great gift. It's also a way to support PFAC, but we have after-school clay camps, we have Mommy and Me classes where parents and children can create together. So there really is something for everyone, every skill level here at Peninsula Fine Arts Center, because art is what you make it.
Well, that's about all the time we have for you this month. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Newport News in Review, as we've helped to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Christopher Newport University. And we look forward to the next 50 as it continues to enrich our community and the lives of students from around the world. And as always, on behalf of everyone here at Newport News TV, whether you're watching us on TV or online at nngov.com, Facebook, or YouTube, thanks for watching. And we'll see you here real soon for the October edition of Newport News in Review, right here on Newport News Television.
For more
more information on Newport News and Review, contact Aaron Pritchett at apritchett@nngov.com.